How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. Also got to put in the disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about OCGN, and I have a jam-packed video for you guys today. But before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, just to let you know, we have timestamps down below in the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're heavily interested in this stock, you're going to have to watch this entire video. So the first thing that we're going to be going over is in regards to the production of Covaxin. There have been some changes as of today, and I feel like you guys really do need to know about this because this will have an effect on Ocugen. The second thing that we're going to be going over, I know many of you asked about this yesterday, was the information in the 8K filing that I feel is key for shareholders and anyone who's interested to know. Then after that, we're going to be going over a news release from Dr. Fauci in regards to COVID-19, which could definitely have an impact on Covaxin. And of course, when we finish that up, we're going to be doing a technical analysis, taking a look at the price action, looking at support, looking at resistance, and where we want to see the price, especially when we end up getting news from the catalyst that we're looking forward to. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. So let's get to it. So we're going to be going over the recent update coming from Bharat Biotech. So let's get into it. So Bharat Biotech to ramp up Covaxin production by an additional 200 million doses per year. So let's get into it. Bharat Biotech, the company which manufactures Covaxin, a vaccine used against COVID-19, has decided to ramp up its production by 200 million doses per year. The additional COVID-19 vaccines will be produced at Sharon Behring Vaccines, Ankohar, Galdera, and wholly owned subsidiary of Bharat Biotech. The company plans to produce 200 million doses of Covaxin per annum in the GMP facilities that are already operational for the production of vaccines based on inactivated viral cell platform technology under stringent levels of GMP biosafety. Product availability at Ankohar to commence from the fourth quarter of 2021, Bharat Biotech said in a statement. The company said that it has already deployed multiple production lines at its Hyderabad and Bangalore campuses, adding Sharon Behring to this up of high containment BSL rated GMP facilities that are required to manufacture Covaxin, and effectively takes the volume up to 1 billion doses per annum, with its own established campuses specialized for manufacturing inactivated viral vaccines under the highest levels of biosafety, the company further said in the statement. Sharon Behring Vaccine, 100% subsidiary of Bharat Biotech, is one of the largest manufacturers of rabies vaccines in the world. Meanwhile, Hester Biosciences said it has tied up with the Gujarat government to explore production of the COVID-19 vaccine through technology transfer from Bharat Biotech. The Ahmedabad-based firm said it has already initiated the discussions with Bharat Biotech in this regard. A tri-party consortium has been formed with the government of Gujarat and has the lead partner to explore the prospects of manufacturing the COVID vaccine through technology from Bharat Biotech. Hester Biosciences CEO and MD Rajiv Gandhi said in a statement. The discussions are currently ongoing with Bharat Biotech towards reviewing the infrastructure at Hester, the technology adaptation process, and the regulatory compliances. So this is definitely great news coming out of Bharat Biotech, and I can't wait to see how this looks. And this also does mean they could be able to get those first batches into Ocugen, and this is something that we're all looking forward to. And yeah, we just got to be patient and see how this thing rolls out. So for the second update, we're going to be going over the slide for Covaxin in the 8K filing. So let's go over it. So Covaxin progress and planned milestones for U.S. development. So 78% overall efficacy in phase 3 interim analysis in India, 100% in severe COVID-19 cases. We've covered that on the channel as well. U.S. EUA pathway in development. Master file has been submitted. They also talked about this during the earnings call as well, and it's great that they kind of reflected on this again. Initial U.S. supply from partner Bharat Biotech upon receiving the EUA. So what this means is they're going to be able to get the supply, but this is pending on the EUA. And now execute tech transfer to U.S. sites. So they know already the initial dose, since it's going to be coming from Bharat Biotech, afterwards it's going to be up to Ocugen to solidify, to make sure they have some contracts and they get some manufacturing in place. They also do emphasize that their target is 100 million doses a year starting in 2021. We can see also on the left side, they talk about the studies in regards to the animal studies and as well as the clinical trials. But let's take a look at the planned rollout. So Covaxin vaccination available in the US. Hey, that is the focus. And also what they're saying that this should be happening in the second half of 2021. So I'm assuming this is going to be information in regards to that EUA. So we're waiting. We just have to continue to be patient. And also to establish Covaxin manufacturing in the US. So this is again pending on that emergency use authorization. Part of the reasons why we always talk about it on this channel. So for the third update, this is another slide taken from their 8K filing in regards to OCU200. So OCU200, distinct mechanism of action. We believe in OCU200 as the potential to become a disease-modifying therapeutic for broader patient populations. Do keep in mind, this is more so in regards to their core business. Again, they're trying to address blindness here, okay? So if we take a look at the features, you can see it listed there. You can take a look. I am not an ophthalmologist, so I do not know in regards to taking into consideration what these levels are and what they actually mean. But when it looks like, when compared to the competition, Ocugen does win out. Also taking a look at the bottom in regards to dosing frequency, and this is pretty universal and many of us are going to be knowing about this. It's expected once every 3 months, it seems like, and I feel like that's actually pretty good. It seems like with the competition, they tend to go between, maybe you might have to take a dose 1 month, second month, and the third month, so you're taking 3 doses within, let's say, a 3-month period. But with OCU200, they only have to take it once within that 3-month period. So I think that alone is a game changer, and if they continue to actually make it better and it ends up being a breakthrough in regards to curing blindness through diseases, then it's definitely looking good for Ocugen. And for the next update, this is coming from Dr. Fauci. So Dr. Fauci expects COVID-19 vaccines for kids in late 2021. Sees need for booster shots. Kids in the United States will likely be able to get COVID-19 vaccines by the end of this year or the first quarter of 2022, Dr. Fauci, the nation's top infectious disease expert, said at an event on Wednesday. The United States earlier this month cleared the way for the use of the COVID-19 vaccine from Pfizer and partner BioNTech SE in adolescents aged 12 and above. Fauci also noted the need for a COVID-19 booster shot within a year or so after getting the primary shot. So we talked about on this channel that Covaxin is actually in the middle of doing trials for younger age groups. So this is definitely an opportunity here where Ocugen can be able to get its hands on Covaxin, assuming everything goes well and everything goes through. Again, it's another way that they can actually address another niche market. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. So let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up finishing the day at $9.08, being up 3.65% on the day. On the low, it tested $8.68, and then on the high, testing $9.37. So one of the things that are actually great to see from OCGN today, we talked about how key it was for this $9 area of support to continue to hold up, and that's exactly what we were seeing. It ended up closing at 908, so it's definitely still showing some price strength here. But the chart that we're actually looking at to keep you guys informed is actually the 6-month 2-hour chart. So what I'd want to look for in regards to a bullish trend, and when we take a look at our indicators, is it coming back to reclaim here to the 100-day right here around $9.60, 62 cents, you could call it that. So if we can make that move above $9.60, then we could definitely make that move getting into $10, which would be an area where I could see we might have some resistance and selling pressure. But also, if we have a lot of volume or a particular catalyst comes out, then we could definitely make a strong move and fill in this gap and get straight up to 11. But do keep in mind, we want to see this $9 hold up for the rest of this week and even up until we get that news. Also, do know the fact that, hey, $8 is also another area of support, and as well as around this $8.50. We tested $8.68, which was good. We didn't go as far down to $8.50, so that was also great to see. So just taking a look at the RSI down below, it's right at 49. We know 50 is right at fair value. No surprise, they did a direct offering also at $10. So the fact that it's just $1 below that, if you believe in the long-term prospects and they're going to be able to get this deal done and so forth, there's definitely an opportunity here if you are considering it. If you are not, then I highly do suggest that you stay patient and wait for that momentum to actually come in. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, they were definitely getting some great news coming in. The fact that they're going to be ramping up production of Covaxin in India from Bharat Biotech, I am loving it because we already know that Ocugen is depending on Bharat Biotech for the first initial batch. So the fact that they're going to be ramping things up does bode well. Also taking a look at the AK filing in regards to Covaxin, we are waiting on this EUA. We got to have patience. Like I was saying previously, the CEO did say while on the earnings call, it should be coming in the coming weeks. Also, we do know halfway through 2021. So we might be expecting or maybe might get some news sometimes in June. I will not be surprised. But again, if we do not get any news or any updates in regard to the EUA, I can continue to see volatility in this stock. Another thing to go over, we already know as far as for the younger age groups, this is definitely a key area. And depending how those studies turned out for Bharat Biotech will definitely be huge for the future potential in regards to markets that Ocugen will have access to in the US. Another thing, just before we finish this video up, it's very, very important at a time like this, especially as there's more volatility inside the markets. Yes, it was very strong today, but if you have high conviction, then you shouldn't be concerned in regards to where the stock price is at, because if things go through, like I said, this stock is going to run. If you're worried and you're always thinking, well, should I be selling out? Should I even be in this play? Then you need to come up with a different game plan. I just want to emphasize this because I'm seeing this. I see it on the boards. I get the questions like, hey man, I feel like this stock is not going to go where it's going to go. So if that is the case, then make sure whatever game plan you have, you go through with it, or maybe you revise it. I feel this is key to know. And of course, at the end of the day, when I came across Ocugen, and we could consider it that because I look at it as a penny stock here. Yes, it does have a price target in the 10s. It did close around $9. You're saying, Dre, this is not really a penny stock. Well, I know Ocugen as a penny stock. When they were focusing strictly on eye care, they were a penny stock at the end of the day. So the fact that we're relying on Covaxin is part of the reasons why high conviction is very key when it comes to this play, and I want to make sure you know that. And if you are in this play for that reason, make sure you have that. And anyone who's going off momentum and swings, like myself, continue to be patient. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.